Well, that was interesting. So apparently there is a person who can fight and destroy avatars all by herself. And I think I can skip this. Yes. Okay, here's a new scene. Karasuma Tetora is bad at lying. There's no particular reason, he's just bad. It's been causing problems for him for a long time. Karasuma can't even tell little white lies to politely end a conversation. The world needs lies. We teach our children that it's bad to lie, but in the real world there are a lot of things that won't work without them. Unfortunately, that is true. In the end, Karasuma grew up as a man that didn't say much. He can't lie, so he just doesn't talk at all. The smell of gasoline and exhaust fumes seeps into the walls and to the streets. It's not rare in the city, but he's never been able to get used to it. He knows this parking garage well. No one uses it late at night, and the security cameras have lots of blind spots. It's an ideal place to do business. He walks between the vehicles toward a corner in the back. 4 men are waiting for him. They're all business partners.
どうした？今夜はえらくボケっとしてるな。
ここんとこ片思いなんやわ。
Karasuma is always honest. He's bad at lying, so he says exactly what he's thinking, but people always seem to take it as a joke. He doesn't understand that.
さっさと終わらせちまおうぜ。
The leader pulls an adorable stuffed animal out of his sports bag. A pink teddy bear. It's made in China, but the tag is in German. In department stores, it's sold for 10 times the manufacturing cost. But the issue is what's on the inside. The packs of white powder stuffed inside the cotton will easily sell for millions of yen per bear. Drugs, huh?
おい、どうした？
Karasuma doesn't hold out a hand, which makes the leader suspicious. Karasuma's been thinking. In fact, he's been wanting to put an end to these deals for a while. It started as an accident. He started because he had the chance to, and he kept doing it because he had no reason to stop. He makes pretty decent money from it, but now he has other things he wants to do, so he is going to stop doing this. That makes sense, but Karasuma and his friends know far too much about these dangerous deals. He can't just leave. Their leader is getting excited all on his own. He rambles on about stuff Karasuma doesn't care about, like new drugs coming in and how he wants more sales next month and whatever. Too bad I can't do anything about that.
悪いけど、今日でこれやめようと思うんや。
He has to do what he decided he'd do. Humans are best when they're honest.
は？おいおい、笑えない冗談は。
結構長い付き合いやったけど、さいならやな。またどっかで機会があったらよろしゅうしてや。
なあ、本気？
The mood changes. The leader asks, faking a nice voice. The others look at each other, wondering if Karasuma has totally lost it.
この通りやから。
He puts his hands together and bows. He's serious.
いや、まあなんだ。そんなに謝られたら無理は言えないんだけどさ。やめるとかさ、今さら軽々しく言われても俺たちも困るってのはわかるよな。偉い人への建前ってのもあるし。
The leader gestures to the guys behind him as he keeps that faint smile plastered across his face. It's obvious what guys like this do in these situations, but Karasuma isn't good with pain either. Apparently, they're worried about losing their boss's trust. Because of Karasuma, that's no good. If he feels sorry about that, he might as well put those concerns to rest.
気にせんでええよ。なんも心配はいらへん。
First, the man on the left. Without a sound, his body is cut apart at the hips. His head, arms and legs are all cut off before the 2 halves of his body can touch the ground. 7 pieces in total. A moment later, blood gushes out. The organs and fresh blood flying out mix with the smell of gasoline, making the air thicker and wetter than before. The smell enters his nose. It was a bit overkill, but now that the man is just a thing, he's far better off. He can't lie or worry about anything. Yes, it's wonderful. The other 3 don't seem to understand what happened at all. One of them screams, his face red from his friend's blood. He's afraid. So pitiful. Cut. All of his joints are severed, and he falls to the floor in pieces like a Jenga tower. Karasuma tries to count how many pieces he's in, but gives up after 21. Something is clinging to the parking garage ceiling. He knew from the beginning this would happen. Nothing would have happened to them if they had just let him go, but... The third man makes a shrill scream before the leader. He runs impulsively toward the exit. Cut. He thought he was running, but everything below his knees has been cut off. The rest of his body is cut into 4 before it hits the ground. His face still has a strange smile on it.
な、後のことなんか何も考えることあらへんって。
Karasuma smiles with exactly the same face as usual. A vacant, meaningless smile, like a slit cut out of a mask.
まずお前こんなことして
He answers Karasuma with a conditioned response, still not understanding any of what's happening. The scarlet monster falls to the ground. Karasuma's avatar, they call it Jack the Ripper. Jack can cut anything in two: people, things, machines, buildings. He slices, dices, severs and separates. The man is almost crawling in an attempt to flee. His reason is completely gone. Fear alone keeps him moving. Karasuma targets him as he flees. Suddenly he remembers. These men work for an organization. If they die and his group is fine, they're going to suspect his group right away.
まあ、そん時はそっちも片付ければええか。
The man opens his mouth to scream and it gets cut in half. Cut. He savors the moment like a 5-star chef. A dismantled world, peaceful and tranquil. Any lying piece of trash becomes silent when taken apart.
ええ感じやな。
He is captivated by it. This is rather beautiful. However, he already knows something more beautiful. Something perfect. A beautiful blade without the slightest flaw, the first emotion in his life that ever shook him to the core, and wields fear in a sweet and graceful manner. His spine shivers repulsively as his heart pounds with joy. Could such a thing be real? Yes. A hot, wet breath escapes him, like that of a prostitute droning in pleasure. He doesn't know what he should do anymore. He doesn't know, but he is in a hurry. He has to go there right away. Go where? Okay, it seems like I can skip this. Let's do this. And here's a new scene. I look up at the city from the forest. It's so silent that I feel a ringing pain deep in my ears. That space is formed by trees rather than concrete and rebar. The border between it and the city creates an abnormal world. When unusual things approach it, they fight to control the area, no different from any other era. The humidity is high, the air is sticking to me. On nights like this, I feel safer in the city than the forest. I quickly run to the station. Huh? About halfway through Central Park, I stop. It's strange. I planned to come home early tonight, so why did I come out here in the opposite direction of the station? This isn't right. Something's very, very wrong. Like sand between gears, preventing them from mashing. Takakura Central Park. Just a few days ago, the Scarlet Avatar almost killed us here. There's no reason for me to come out here again in the middle of the night with no people around. This isn't right. This isn't right. This isn't right. I focus all my nerves on scanning for threats around me, still unsure what's happening. Snap. Somewhere I hear a dull breaking sound. As small as the sound of kicking a pebble, I could have ignored it. Instead, I head deeper into the forest. Even though nothing good ever comes of worrying about stupid little things. No, that's not right either. I can't put this feeling into words. I have to get away. There's a voice inside me shouting that I mustn't go. And yet, my feet move as if being pulled by strings. As if someone's calling me. Snap. Again, a destructive sound. Destructive. Where did I think that? A sound like steel hitting steel, like iron breaking iron. A single short syllable, it echoes deep in my ears. The Central Park's forest, a region of darkness our eyes can't reach from the outside. Those that live in there always bring bad luck when they appear. The third sound, an enormous iron beast gnashing its teeth. I step quietly closer. It's her again. A woman! Her shape is wrapped in the darkness of the forest. For some reason, it reminds me of a machine. An emotionless and absolute creation made of springs and gears, unwavering, unfailing, with no means of stopping it. All who see it once are destroyed without concern for any details. Snap! A man writhes in agony at the woman's feet. His eyes are opened wide, so afraid that his mouth is hanging open. He wets himself and backs up with a crawl. The woman smiles, mocking him. Her happy smile has no blood flowing through it, just like steel, a gun barrel glaring at its prey. A black woman. The woman resembles a shadow. She's different from a Kagome, not the color of darkness, but the black of death. She doesn't repaint things, she levels them. This woman reduces all things to a single state. Death. 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 Old, young, man, woman, good, evil, doesn't matter. Without hesitation, without scruples, she's a flawless device designed to annihilate all who face her. A beast weeps behind her. Those steel arms and legs can crush boulders, but all four were cruelly cut off, and it was crushed until it could no longer move. The beast's shape is closer to a monkey than a human. It's a little over 3 meters tall. A pentagruel. The woman reaches out toward the avatar with just her arm and tears its head off. Oh, this is the scene from the last episode, just from Akito's perspective. A death cry tears through the night. The man breathes his last at the man's feet, a crash caused by the avatar's destruction. The thoroughly destroyed avatar returns to particles of light. Once the steel beast dies, not a speck of it remains on the earth. What is this? A badly made comedic scene. It doesn't seem to enter my brain. I can't even smile bitterly. That was an avatar, an illusion of steel summoned by a connector, capable of tearing through metal, even destroying buildings. What did that woman do to the avatar? She pulled its head off. How can something like this even happen? My reason rejects the reality before my eyes. Girl A, connectors, avatars. Yeah, there's been no lack of crazy-ass things in the city lately, but there has to be a limit somewhere. The woman doesn't even have a dagger. She can't destroy an avatar. If anyone can do that, she can't possibly be human.
待たせたかな?
A cheerful look and a voice colder than the dead light reflected by the moon. The woman turns toward me.
君は来たのではなく、私が招いた。本当は君が主賓。こちらは臨時ゲストだ。いや、君たちだが、それは些細な違いだな。
Without warning, the woman approaches. She only took a step toward me, but the chill raises my hair and prevents me from speaking. My instincts are sounding the loudest alarm they can before this overpowering brutality. Every nerve, every cell, down to each nail, each strand of hair, all of it recognizes the woman before me as nothing but a threat. Even that scarlet avatar is human compared to this. If I look away, if I let my guard down, even the slightest bit, that will be the moment when my head and body will say goodbye. I'm sure of that. If anything could possibly rival this magic, it would be Sting. Ah, Sting, the legendary avatar. If that was here, if I just had that. Either way, she's a monster. How strong or how weak doesn't even matter. She's completely outside the definition of human. An intense pressure beats my skin, a ghastly presence. The corpse at my feet was just killed by this woman, but even that fact vanishes from my mind. I have no time to worry about little details like that. A thick smell of blood. The woman is covered in it. Is she? Not fresh blood flowing right now. The thick smell of blood has seeped so deep inside her that her every footprint has a layer of it. Something in me far more primal than reason produces terror. Babylon! I shout without waiting. I don't think it's a good idea to summon Babylon while you are alone, considering how strong this woman seems to be. Even the fact that she's a woman doesn't hold me back anymore. She has the shape of a woman, but she's not. Definitely not a human. Even calling her a monster would be insulting. She's something far more terrifying. More than human, more than monster. Just something destructive. Gate light appears, blocking the woman's path. From deep inside the bluish beam, the pitch black dragon appears, prying apart the trees around it. Loading. A gentle night breeze makes the leaves rustle, a faint serenade inappropriate for this space of death. The woman closes in defenselessly, but hesitates before crossing the final line. Babylon and the woman. Based on their heights, she'd have to wait at least 10 times more to do anything to it. A single swipe of its steel arm can change the woman into formless dust. My reason produces that obvious conclusion, something else denies it. If you don't want to die, kill her right now. The woman's already right in front of the dragon. After her unconcerned approach, the woman carelessly holds out a perfectly ordinary hand. There's no trick, nothing even resembling metal, not even a ring on her finger. That attack is not a woman's, it's the iron hammer of a death goddess. The surging tornado is too fast and too heavy. I don't expect that, I know it. Be it a boulder or metal armor, anything that blocks the woman's hand will be shattered without exception. But what blocks the woman now is a dragon, not a boulder. The black steel protecting it can probably withstand a direct shot from a tank's main gun. That one attack makes the dragon's armor creak as if it's screaming. That slender arm gouges through its enormous black body. The defeated monster falls up and cries out. That arm doesn't have a sliver of metal on it, but it breaks through the steel's magic. It's not even shocking, it's just silly. No. I just saw it a moment ago with my own eyes. I saw this woman tear an avatar apart with her bare hands. I saw no such thing. My eyes saw it, but I couldn't understand it. The woman unleashes her other limbs as well. My human vision can't follow them. Compared to that enormous steel body, those arms and legs may as well be wires. They act as bullets in the darkness. With each shot, Babylon gasps in anguish. Babylon is extraordinary even for a Georgios. Much of that is because its ability to control gravity allows it to strengthen itself. But since I'm the only one connected to it, moving the creature is all I can do. I don't have the power to strengthen it as well. Right now, Babylon is a little different from an average Georgios. But this is an avatar, an illusion of steel that breaks boulders and tears through metal. People can't possibly compete with it. As if to ridicule that childish logic, the dragon's armor cries out from the series of 5 attacks. Its body finally falls to the ground, creating a tremor. The woman continues, calmly approaching, as if taking a walk. The woman smiles. With her steel face, she holds up her fist, her iron hammer of death. I instinctively order it to attack. My fear of death shakes off all reason and common sense. Babylon! A black arm lies on the ground like a fallen tree. It swings toward her. The woman's arm catches it effortlessly. What is this? Black claws come down from over her head, but she blocks them with her right arm. It would be perfectly logical if you forgot the difference between a human and an avatar. Her right hand clenches into a fist, her slender, beautiful arm. What is this? It's not an arm anymore. It's shaped like a human arm, but it's the stake of a death goddess. The pitch black dragon is blown away as if hit by a giant's arm. It breaks down trees and plows into the ground in a pitiful landing. Babylon stops moving. My eyes remain wide open, beholding the unprecedented disaster. Since I'm alone, Babylon is far less powerful than it should be. But still, this isn't possible. A normal human can't fight a monster. Or so I thought.
絶望しながら破滅しろ。
The woman's boot stomps down on Babylon's neck as it cries. The woman's arms and legs crush steel. If she presses down, the black dragon will certainly stop breathing. That will happen in a few seconds. And I'll die. Babylon! The gate light appears. The light expands at my feet, swallowing up Babylon and disappearing. Only the woman and I remain. For a short while, the woman remained silent, gazing at me like a hunter gorging her prey.
アバターを戻したのか。面白い真似をする。
It takes me a while to realize that was a question. She's asking why I did that. A voice with no emotion, quiet and cold, but unforgiving of falsehood. Why did I send my avatar back? When she asks, even I'm not sure. It was a snap judgment. I can't beat this woman, no matter what I do. By myself, this monster has no hope of winning. I acted the moment I was sure of that. If I had to explain why... Babylon can't beat you when only I'm controlling it, but if you destroy it, 4 others will die along with me. The rules of death surrounding avatars. If an avatar is destroyed, all 5 people die without exception.
自分の命より他人の命の方が大事か。
Of course not. Why would they be? That would be stupid. Everyone values their own life the most, no matter how righteous or self-sacrificing you are. In the end, you're out for yourself. So, I can accept death if I choose it myself. That way I can give up. This isn't anything that noble, just a bit of stupid, stubborn pride. I just don't like gambling with other people's lives when they have no choice in the matter. The lives of people far away were being toyed with without their knowledge. They could have been taken away for no reason, for no purpose. That's the truth I can't do anything about in this gentle kingdom. I know that all too well. But so what? I can't stand that. So this is just pride. I can't do anything about this, but I am going to struggle to the very end, even though it won't amount to anything. The steel woman is silent. This woman is different from Kagome, different from Yoroko, something else. She's from another world.
なるほど。悪くない。
She speaks casually. Here's a funny story. Let's listen to it next time on Commu, Black Dragon and a Gentle Kingdom. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.